The performance of Metro in the past financial year, current topics of this score strategy, exchange and discussion at the highest level, and a great team spirit. That's in a nutshell the idea of the Metro Leadership Summit, led by the management board of Metro AG. Around 300 managers from our Metro countries, companies and the headquarters met in Düsseldorf for the event. And you can find out the most important insights from the Leadership Summit here in this special episode of More Podcast, Wholesale to the Max. A warm welcome to all of you, dear colleagues, and welcome back to More Podcast after a few months break, during which you haven't heard from me due to our preparations for Metro's 60th anniversary. But now we are starting again together. Look forward to new episodes with great guests, interesting topics around our score strategy, and with me, I am Bernd.Rodde from Internal Communications at Metro AG and responsible for this podcast. We are starting the new year with a special episode and reporting to you about Metro's latest Leadership Summit. I have once again summarized the most important statements from our Metro Management Board for you so that you can participate in the big topics at Metro. Because I think it's always important to have some kind of orientation that guides us in our daily business. So look forward to hearing what Steffen Greubel, Eric Rieger, Christiane Giesen and Guillaume de Ruyter have to say about our score strategy. And I can promise you that there will be some interesting things for you to learn. And I've also brought along my own personal sound souvenir. So this sound that has inspired me or touched me emotionally or that I associate with a particular memory. So be curious to find out what it is, as always, at the end of this episode. But first, let's dive into the Leadership Summit. This time, the event was embedded in the celebrations for Metro's 60th anniversary. And for this purpose, a giant tent was set up on the Metro campus here in Düsseldorf, about 70 meters long and 40 meters wide, and of course, the perfect venue for the meeting of Metro's top executives. As always, our CEO, Steffen Greubel, opened the Metro Management Board's strategy update for the participants, and they listened carefully to his assessment of Metro's results in the past financial year.
It's time to reflect a little bit on the last year and where we are at and how that year turned out. Let's look back. At the end, I have to say we cannot be too happy to not reach the 100%. The 100 is the 100. That's what we were aiming for. You look at the growth overall for the full year, we will look at 6.1. So that's kind of good. There's half inflation, half volume growth. And when we look left and right in the market, and we look also a bit on the circumstances and the conditions we are living in, I think it's a very reasonable and a very good result. But celebration starts at 100. Nevertheless, I would like to thank you very much for the efforts as well, because this is not coming kind of as a given. So even this month with 95 and 97, this is still a very good performance for the company. When we look at the growth composition, and again, that's super important to always look how our growth is coming together. We are growing in all the three channels. We want to be a true multi-channel company. The growth composition still is a very healthy one. And it's also continuing to be healthy. But all channels need to grow independently. And then since we are building up the newer channels, we will enjoy more and more the multi-channels effects that we were talking about in the last leadership conference in a lot of town halls as well. Okay, so that's where we are in that year. Still growth is king. Still we need to grow. And I would like to motivate everyone to really kind of being present in the first week of the first month of this very year. You know, every race is 50% of success is the start. So let's try to get a good start. That gives us a lot of confidence also for the rest of the year. So it's really work hard now to kickstart the year in a very positive and in a 100% mentality.
Another focus of Steffen's presentation was the ongoing strategic development of Metro. He emphasized the importance of our multi-channel strategy and the need to continuously improve the quality of our company.
The quality of the company is getting better and better month by month, year by year. We are consistently working on the implementation of our SCORE multi-channel wholesale strategy. And what is interesting, and that was very clear when we had the supplier conference, that a lot of people later on gave the feedback and said, listen, this is exactly what you have said 3 years ago on the first supplier conference after SCORE, and it's very consistent. And people like consistency, people like planability, people like reliability. We could go a little bit faster still, but the tanker is moving and the quality of the company is also improving. And that's very good, and it's no news in the sense of news, but it's just should give us comfort that we are doing the right things, because we are really, really increasing the wholesale and multi-channel abilities of that company.
For the year ahead, Steffen underlined the need to increase both growth and productivity, and he talked about the importance of cost efficiency as well as the need to optimize the cost base, but without losing the momentum for growth.
Of course, there is no tailwinds in the market, I would say. Yeah, that's competition neutral. Everyone will have their conditions. So we just need to be better than the competition. And again, 90% of the market, roughly, we can still attack. There's still enough room to grow in that very low consolidated market. So that's very good. But next year, we need to also pay a lot of attention to productivity. Because when we are looking at SCORE and we're looking back, we can be super proud what we have actually achieved. But next year, we need to prove that we bring things to the bottom line. So productivity is key, but I think we are coming to a point where we need to talk also not only about productivity, but indeed about costs. And Eric later on will speak about that. And I guess it's also a very good moment to reassess our cost position, because again, we want to be wholesaler everywhere, every time. Wholesale means cost leadership, but without killing the growth spirit. And I count on you guys to actually be really the ambassador to live that growth spirit, but on the same side, also the productivity and the cost spirit at the same moment of time. It sounds like a ambiguity, but we need to invest in customers, we need to invest in growth, we need to invest in innovation, in digitalization on the one hand side, and still we need to save. For the future of that company, we got to do both in parallel, and it's not a contradiction.
Finally, Steffen highlighted the importance of joint effort and cooperation within the company. He called on all of us to embrace the One Metro spirit and take advantage of the size and the strengths of the group.
So SCORE implementation is still the top priority. We keep on going and more, and I feel this is something that is super and more relevant. We need to do it as One Metro. I think this One Metro spirit we need to overcome. We need to source together. We need to play together. We need to party together. We need to live together. We need to enjoy the size of the group, and we need to really benefit from that. And that's more and more important. You will see a lot of activities are also common activities. And that are my top line messages then for this very business year. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Another highlight of Steffen's presentation was the launch of the Year of Own Brand. An inspiring video set the goal of further increasing own brand sales and achieving even better results. And after that, Steffen presented the latest SCORE key performance indicators for own brands.
This is the first year we're doing a year off, and this time we choose a year of own brand. And I promise you, it's going to be something that this company in 60 years never has seen before. So let's jointly work on something great on top of our plans. It's on top, but it's on top excitement, it's on top possibilities, it's on top team building, it's on top of our SCORE plans that is coming. So you see how we are developing in own brands and what are our plans. You see that we are moving, and you can, this is 9-month figures now, but I think we are looking at 25% even that year, 24 point something. So it moved from 60, we have 24 now, we want to go to 35. That's the ambition. And we are on the right track. We are going fast. We are going strong on our own brands. So you see that we are really, really performing in terms of that very, very important score KPI own brand.
Steffen also highlighted the impressive records achieved by own brands last year, and he sets a goal for the current year to beat those records.
Let's look at some highlights, because we have the highest own brand share ever, a record, the highest FSD own brand share, 34%. Very good. We have the highest total own brand sales ever, 7.5 billion. And we have the highest HoReCa own brand sales ever. So that was really a very good year. This year, we want to push even further, and we want to kind of build on that spirit coming from a decade of stagnation to now being really on fire with our own brands. So what can we actually do more to climb the mountain even faster? And why is this important, and what do we ambition to get? We want to get an extra 300 million. And extra means extra. It's extra on budget. It's not extra on last year. It's not extra on the previous year. It's extra on budget. So that's the 300 million we were aiming. And we will roughly add an additional percentage point own share on top of our plans. That is what we want to do in the year of own brand. Something extra, 300 million.
But why are own brands so important for Metro's further growth? And how do we achieve the target for own brands? Steffen gave the answers in his presentation.
Let's reflect a little bit, why is own brand so important? Why own brands? These are our strong own brands with Metro Chef in the middle. It gives us extra profitability. It gives us differentiation. And it's the best loyalty program that we can imagine. It's really binding our customers. It's made for professional. We are locking in the customers with Metro Chef. That's a fantastic thing. And how can we do it? How can we be the top and the number one in Europe? We use the power of our 90,000 people. We use the power of our 90,000 own brand ambassadors.
In conclusion, Steffen called on all employees to make the year of own brand a great success.
Let's give everything to unleash the superpower. Let's show that in own brand we can do really something extra and something special. Let's push the year of the own brand. I count on you to make a big contribution to even being faster in realizing our score plan. So thank you very much.
After Steffen, our CFO, Erik Rieger, took the stage. His presentation gave a comprehensive overview of the company's financial situation. Looking back to 2024, sales were good, but the set targets were not fully achieved.
So, looking back at year 24, sales are good, but we didn't reach the targets. On the other hand, for the external market, we are full in plan. So we said we want to be between 3% and 7%, which will be 6%, maybe a little bit more. So we are really good in our sales, supported by inflation, but overall really good development here. On the other hand, and Steffen mentioned that as well, we're working on our costs and we want to improve our bottom line. This didn't work this year. That's, of course, not our ambition. We want to grow not our sales, and we did that really well over the last couple of years, but we have to improve our bottom line as well.
For the coming years, the company is planning ambitious growth targets, Erik said. A key topic of his presentation was the need to reduce costs and improve our profit margins. Erik said that several initiatives have been launched to support this.
Let's have a look what we plan for the next 3 years. So we're working on different initiatives in different areas. So one big initiative, which already started a while ago, is Grand Slam. IT harmonization. Everyone who's talking with me, who knows, I always repeat this. This is the key for us. The basis for everything is harmonization over all countries. We're working on a new operating model as well, bringing the business needs and the digital infrastructure we have more together to get this implemented. So we're on a good way there. There's a project set up now, and will be a big project, how in the future we can work country, business here, and also IT, how can they work together?
In addition to major projects to reduce costs, Eric focused on the transformation of the product range, which is primarily aimed at improving margins and positioning the company as a market leader. The further optimization of the shared service centers was also an important topic.
Then we have offer transformation, a project from Guillaume here, how to improve our offer in non-food and food. We will start with non-food, how to operate, how is the sourcing, how's the overall process, how can we improve our total margin, because it's kind of a key for us for the overall improvement, because we want to be the market leader, we want a low price in our concept, but also we want to have good margin, and therefore that's an important project here. Another one is One GSC. That's a topic which is not a new one. Shared service center is already more than 10 years old, but we didn't gain the benefits so far. So far, we have annual benefits out of the program by around 10 million, and we want to increase that to 50 million. How do we want to do that? That is connected with other projects as well regarding IT harmonization, getting processes together, getting them aligned, and then having them in a shared service center. Also new business areas. We have good examples from other areas outside of finance where we can improve our cost basis. And this is what we want to do here as well. Other areas where we can use shared service centers.
In his final remarks, Eric stressed the support of the management board and all stakeholders for the various projects. He also emphasized the need for close cooperation between all employees in order to achieve the defined goals.
Each one is a big savings initiative for us, and all of these are already on the road or kind of currently starting. So this is a really important milestone for next year to work on. And we really count on you to get the full support doing this. Remembering, we want to improve our bottom line, and this is kind of how we want to achieve this. So, really looking forward to these projects. It's not Las Vegas, but I think it will help us overall, and we will be really successful doing this.
The Metro Management Board's strategy update was rounded off by a lively presentation from our COO Christiane Giesen and CCMO Guillaume de Ruyter. Their close collaboration in day-to-day business was clearly visible in the way they interacted. In a compelling conversation, they emphasized the importance of teamwork in transforming the company. And referring to Apple founder Steve Jobs, Christiane shared their motto: "We are more successful when we work together." Take a listen on her thoughts on this.
There's a famous CEO, and you might all know him when you look at your iPhone. When he launched the iPhone years ago, he said, "Great things in business are never done by a person. They are always done and developed by a team." And we both strongly believe in this statement and are personally convinced that if we even work more closer in an honest way and committed way together, we are more successful than we have ever been before. We are in the middle of our transformation. We have been discussing that for a while. We are turning the company into a pure wholesaler, and we are talking a lot about multi-channel, productivity, efficiency, customer, FSD. But we can also optimize our ways of working, the way we work together in these kind of co-collaboration and corporate versus local solutions way we did before. And we need to do this, and we can only do this if we do that together.
Guillaume added that the transformation of the company into a pure wholesaler is underway and that efficiency, productivity, and customer orientation are the main focus. In this context, he spoke about the triangle of co-creation, which describes the collaboration between employees in Düsseldorf, the country organizations, and Metro Digital.
We should unleash the power of this organization. This company, this room, is full of experience, different skills, different backgrounds. And in our matrix organization, we have to put this together in a way that it serves really well our transformation. And the way to serve our transformation with all these skills and again, and experience and capabilities is to put them in what we call the triangle of co-creation. I think you all know that the way we work in order to develop our processes, our solution, is we have this triangle between people here in Düsseldorf, I don't want to call corporate, function, or people with competence in Düsseldorf, very competent and skillful people in countries, and also very competent people in Metro Digital. And this is the secret of our true collaboration to support our transformation. And this is what we need to bring forward.
So, more collaboration at all levels and a greater willingness to embrace one metro. That's what Guillaume is calling for, and he gave 3 examples of where this collaboration approach is already working well.
I'm going to take 3 examples, concrete examples of what works when we work together. MFC, Multi-Channel Fulfillment Center. It's in the core of our strategy, the transformation of our store, to be able to deliver to our customer a great experience in store and in FSD. And today, because of what has been done as a group, as a co-creation group, we have more than 70% of the transformation done. It's in the DNA more and more of the stores, and it's paying off. Second example, common sourcing. In common sourcing today, first, a big thank you to our trading office. They have done more than 1 billion this year together, but not only because of them, but because of the work together with you. RTO has grown by 18% in meat. Concarneau in fish, 11%. And VTO in Valencia, 15% in volume. And you see that the company is growing 6%. Yeah. And the company grows 6%. It means we have worked more and more together to make this a success. Again, it's our common work, and it's great. Another example is FSD. We have a business of 8 billion in FSD. But the good news is this year, we are showing that we can grow fast and profitably. So well done, and this is the power of working together.
Spontaneous applause from the participants of the Metro Leadership Summit at this point for Guillaume's remarks on 3 key growth drivers in terms of score. But despite the positive examples he mentioned, cross-functional cooperation towards a common goal is certainly not working everywhere. Christiane touched on a sore point.
Since I've started working for Metro, this is already 2 years ago, and when I was traveling in my first or previous role as a CHO, but also now in my new combined role, I hear it so often. Let it be in countries or entities, but also here in several meetings in Düsseldorf, that we are still talking about centralization versus localization, corporate versus countries and entities. And to be honest, Guillaume, what is it? Is it history? Is it culture? Is it mindset?
It's a bit of everything. So I believe it's mindset. And it's mindset because we still have a tendency to look backwards. We should look forward. We should look to our score strategy. We should look to our transformation. And nothing is possible if we go corporate against country. What does it mean, corporate against country? It doesn't mean nothing anyway. I've just said we have a co-creation model, and it's complementary. It's corporate with country. It's common sources with country. It's FSD with FSD steering team. So, I think it's really a question of mindset, and it all starts with this new mindset and this new culture that with our score, we work together and we score together.
Following this, Christiane and Guillaume addressed the most important priorities for the further development and growth of the operating business, starting with FSD.
It's clear that we focus on FSD, profitable growth. We focus on cash and carry attractiveness, and we definitely need to drive the footfall here. And also we need to push our marketplace penetration as well as our customer added value solutions, Dish and Trader franchise. And we quickly summarize that, starting off now with the key priorities for FSD.
So on FSD, FSD profitable growth. We said this year we have been able to show that we can grow profitably and we can grow fast. And it's possible because we see that we have blended in very well our basics, but there is massive potential of growth. I just go back on one point. Yes, we are clear on our matrix of customer. We manage very well our trend of healthy customer, but we still have 70,000 customers. We know them by name, and they are not profitable, either for margin reason, for drop, or for both. 70,000. We have 8,000 people in our sales force. 70,000 divided by 8,000 is less than 10 customers per sales force guy. Let's address them like we did during the challenge, and let's make sure that these 70, we really work on them this year, and we bring this to a lower level. These are existing customers. This is the cheapest type of growth and profitability you can have. Growth. Yes, growth with new customer, but let's be careful. We build a bit too much growth in FSD through new customer. We should also concentrate with our sales force to look at the lost customer or the customer we are about to lose. We talk also about partnership agreement. FSD is a lot about contractual. It's not transactional, it's contractual. So it's key to work with our partnership agreement because it's not just a question of price or volume rebates. We also define service level condition, delivery slot condition, which help us to optimize our cost to serve. So partnership agreement should be in our agenda. Assortment. Assortment is the start of everything. We need to have the right assortment, right size for the right CTG. And here, I want to bring a bit what we can learn also from our FSD companies. These guys are specialists. They know exactly who they serve. They know exactly how to build an assortment for who they serve. And you know what? They never have assortment of 20,000 SKUs because it's not necessary. Because center of plates is not 20,000 SKUs. Because what you want to sell to a good drop, to a drop machine is not 20,000 SKUs. And these guys are good inspiration for us, again, with our collaboration, with our learning together to get inspired. And that's for FSD.
Another priority Christiane reported was in the area of cash and carry, so our store-based business. The main objective for this integral part of the SCORE multi-channel strategy was to increase attractiveness in order to boost customer frequency.
Attractiveness of our cash and carry business should drive the footfall. It's an integral part of our multi-channel strategy, and we always should remember we have thousands of customers in our cash and carry stores every day, thousands of touch points we should use. Therefore, the first two priorities are price leadership. This is our wholesale pricing tool we do have. We need to get BMPL right. We need to get everyday low price right. This is going to attract our strategic customers, HoReCa and traders. And therefore, we have fantastic examples in some countries where it has been rolled out for a long time, but definitely we still need to further work on that.
Christiane also emphasized the need to leverage expertise in ultra-fresh products and own brands through operational excellence. She also highlighted the importance of the digital marketplace Metro Markets as a third sales channel and stressed that digital solutions must be integrated into daily workflows.
We need to leverage ultra-fresh products and also our own brand competence. These are our main differentiators to our competition. We worked on UFO and we had the fantastic trainings which are being rolled out, which already showed a super high increase in terms of frequency and basket sizes. So we need to get our ultra fresh and fresh products right, as well as our own brand competence. And we are all very happy that we announced today also the year of own brand. So that can also make a lot of fun and can motivate all of us. As an extension to our cash and carry channel and to our FSD business, we have a third channel, and this is our digital marketplace, and we really need to see it as our third channel, and we need to really live digital. And we also need to establish this every day in our thinking, in the steering of our processes. And I think we have fantastic examples how we can really be multi-channel.
Finally, Guillaume talked about the so-called customer value-added solutions such as the trader franchise model and the dish solutions. These offer our customers additional support and increase market share.
Let's talk about traders a bit. In some countries, in most of the countries, trader is probably not the most dynamic segment, but it's still very important for us. And that's why in 7 countries, we have developed models of soft franchise, because when we go to soft franchise, when we give a certain support and structural support to these independent traders, we get more share of wallet. Today, the average of a share of wallet of a soft franchise with us versus an independent trader is 4.5 times. And if we bring more support with more solution, we will catch up more share of wallet that can compensate a bit the downtrend dynamic of the trader segment in some countries. And we have also developed, since a bit more than a year, hard franchise in 3 countries, Turkey, Romania, and Czech. So Bonveno in Turkey and Czech, and Laido Paestra in Romania. And it's still a proof of concept, but the commercial model is kicking in very well. And I hope we will be able to develop this model, because it's really an answer also to how to fight against organized also trader convenience store in the market where we operate. And the last one is Dish. 350,000 solutions already sold in 16 countries. It's a lot, but it's not a lot. We can do more. So this is a solution of POS, and this is now an extension and a new product that you will have this in your stores, in the shelf, from January, if I'm not wrong. And the only thing is to invite you, because we are making good progress on the solution. Now, this is coming. This is squaring a bit the overall solution. This has a great value on the market. So the invitation is, please, guys, have it on your shelf from January, make buzz with it, sell it, and let's have great success with that. Thank you.
So, to conclude, Christiane and Guillaume emphasized the need to look ahead and focus on the company's strategy and transformation. Their presentation ended with thanks to all colleagues and a call to work together more closely to successfully drive the company's transformation forward. I remember one night we were sitting in a small restaurant with friends. We laughed, enjoyed the food, and created memories that I will never forget. Whether it's such a meal with friends, a big family celebration, or a meaningful conversation, those who make these moments possible are our customers. And at Metro, we have been supporting them for 60 years with high-quality products, reliable services, and active commitment. And this is exactly what our new Metro image film conveys and what enabling moments stand for. Our unwavering commitment to the hospitality industry and independent traders who create great experience for their customers. For me personally, it is incredibly inspiring to see how our work at Metro enriches the lives of so many people. So take a moment to watch our new image film on United and be inspired by the powerful images and experiences firsthand how Metro makes special moments possible. You will see why we are proud to be part of this great community as One Metro. The Leadership Summit was certainly a special moment with lots of interesting information and inspiring messages. I hope you will find something useful in this summary of the key messages from the presentations made by our management board members. As I mentioned earlier, the event was embedded in our 60th anniversary celebrations, and these celebrations, or more precisely, the One Metro Festival on 10th of October, also have a lot to do with the sound souvenir in this episode. This time it's coming from me, but as always, it's a sound that evokes emotions, is worth remembering, and tells a story about oneself and the time at Metro. So listen to what I've brought you. Hello, Düsseldorf!
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our global One Metro Festival.
Ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom. The moment when your heart leaps into your throat. I think every one of you knows it. And maybe you've already heard it, it was the moment when my pulse quickened and became louder with excitement at the opening of the One Metro Festival. After months of preparation, the moment had finally arrived. I was standing backstage, ready for my appearance as co-host of the event, and of course, I was very, very excited. And the fact that I had the privilege of presenting this event for you together with Elisabeth Hesse was certainly one of my personal highlights at Metro. Not least because it coincided almost exactly with my 20th anniversary with the company, which made it an unforgettable evening for me. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for celebrating with me and for the great feedback from so many colleagues after the event. Really, really fantastic. So, dear Metro colleagues out there, we have reached the end of this special episode of More Podcast. I hope you feel well informed, and if you have any requests for topics, or you would like to give me feedback on what you like or you don't like about this podcast, please feel free to drop me an email or message me on Teams, or we can meet for a coffee and chat about it. I would really, really appreciate that. So that's all from me for today. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned for the next regular episode of More Podcasts, and please check out the previous episodes as well. You can find them just like this one on United, on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or everywhere else you listen to podcasts. Subscribe to us there, and most of all, recommend More Podcasts to all our colleagues. I'm looking forward to the next episode. Bye-bye and take care.